So we're sitting here today visiting with Callie Jo Smith, who not only is the reigning champion of the U.S. Open in women's pickleball doubles, but she also is the daughter of a very dear friend of mine. The reason we're sitting here talking today is that Callie Jo had just won the U.S. Open, which is the most prestigious pickleball tournament in the world. And because of that, she's been approached by a number of companies to do sponsorships, many of which are in the nutritional arena. And one morning her dad was telling me about this, and he said, "Frank, you've got the best nutritional products on the planet. I've been taking your stuff. You need to talk to Callie." I said, "Okay." And then he told me a little bit about that. And I'm going to have actually Callie tell this, if you would.
Okay. Growing up, I played tennis. That's my background before pickleball. And I still enjoy tennis for all those tennis lovers out there. But because of my religious beliefs and convictions, I do not play on Sunday. I don't play sports on Sundays. And growing up, me and my sisters that I played tennis with, if we would get to the finals, we usually withdrew from the tournament and just allowed the other person to win. And I was at a national championship, and I had decided, instead of just withdrawing from the finals, that I would withdraw from the semifinals and allow someone else to go on and take my place in the finals so that they could have a chance at winning, instead of no one having a chance at winning. And so I was playing the match, and I was up. I had won the first set 6-0. I was up 5-0, 40-love, and I brought her up. I said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And this girl wasn't very happy with me. Obviously, she wanted to win as well, and she goes, "What?" I said, "Can I talk to you for a minute? Just come up." And she says, she's like, "Are you serious? Like, let's finish the match." And I said, "No, please come up. I just need to talk to you for a minute." So she meandered up there, and I said, "Hey, like, I don't play on Sundays, again, because of my religious convictions. And I would like you to go and try to win this tournament." And she was a little confused, thought I was joking. And it's like, "That's haha, very funny. Like, let's finish the match." I'm like, "No, really, like, please, I'm withdrawing." And anyways, so I don't know what happened. I don't know who ended up winning. But for me, that's always kind of been the case. And even in pickleball, going into pickleball, that conviction still hasn't changed. And I'm doing what I can not to play on Sundays, and to keep my faith, to keep my convictions to God.
Now, your quest for finding the right fit with you in nutrition. I want to hear a little bit about your background and how you would assess it, what it means to you, and then go from there.
So growing up, when I was in even elementary school and junior high, my parents instilled in us at a young age that health and taking care of your body is very important. And we'd wake up at 6 in the morning, even in the wintertime, and go downstairs into our basement, turn on the fireplace, and we would do a little workout at 6 in the morning for 30 to 45 minutes, and then get ready for school and go to school. And so just at a young age, it was okay. You do what's most important. You take care of your body. Say your prayers. You know, we would do scripture studies, and then off to school and take care of your minds. So and actually in school, health and nutrition was my favorite subject. And the more I got into it, and the more I got into tennis, I wanted to do what was best, not only for my body, but also for my performance on the court. And so I went off of sodas. I didn't do sodas in high school, and water was my go-to drink, and still is. But I've always tried to get enough nutrients as far as the vitamins and minerals that I need, lots of fruits and vegetables. And I did a lot of, my proteins were a lot of fish and shrimp. That's what I did mostly for proteins. So I guess you could say it's more of a pescatarian type diet. And I really tried to put into my body, I guess, the best things for my body. So anything from the vine or whole food type things. And then when I started hearing about all these supplements and different nutritional supplements that people were taking, I was like, oh, like I should probably start taking things to help, because I know athletes tend to need more than the average person. And so I started looking into all of these different things, and I was like, I don't even know what this means. I'd look at the ingredient lists, and I was like, what is this? And I'd go look it up online, or I'd ask my dad, because he would look it up with me, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to put that into my body. And so on to the next one. So I'd look at the next one, and so on and so forth, until I found one that I was okay with. And I've still been in search basically my whole life for something that includes the whole food nutrition. And I haven't found that until now with Optivida Health. And I'm so excited to be on board with you guys and to have found you. I was actually really frustrated with my dad for not introducing me to you sooner. But he's like, hey, just come and try this, and I want you to taste it. And it's like, okay. I mean, he told me what was in it. I'm like, okay, it's probably going to taste like grass, which most of the time people were like, oh, I don't like that taste. But it's like, I can do it and deal with it if it has the good benefits. But when I taste, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is delicious. So not only is it good for my body, but I enjoyed the taste. And so, but I didn't know enough about it to go from there. So, and I didn't know you. He hadn't introduced me to you. He just said, hey, try this. Tell me if you like it. And that was about it until recently. So when I've started taking, I've taken the complete. I take the, and I still take it and love it. I take it every morning. In fact, even crave it, morning or evening, and I'll drink it and I love it. I'm taking the two-time plant-based protein. You put that in my smoothies in the morning. Even my kids drink it and love it. My husband, who doesn't really like to take his fruits and vegetables, loves it and drinks it. So that's a plus there too. I'm also taking the krill and the vitamin C, vitamin D, and all the immunization one. I'm taking the Soul for your face. Anyways, all of the products that I've tried, I've loved. And they're all from either whole foods or natural-based sources. And that to me is, how can you compete with that? It's the best. Not only is it good for you and for me and for everybody, for your bodies, for health on a nutrition standpoint, but also, why not take an edge when you can get it as a competitor or as an athlete? Give your body the best that there is possible, the best available. And that's, to me, is Optivida.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. And, I think we've talked and I've shared with you some of the things and why I actually developed this product in the first place, because I was on a similar search. But it was primarily because I was dealing with health issues that I couldn't find an answer for, even though we live in an area where everybody has an answer. This is the hub of network marketing, and I was willing to literally try anything and everything, because I was dealing at the time with chronic fatigue, and I had a very compromised immune system and struggled with everything. And so it was really the driving force. I was on a quest. You were on a quest primarily for, because you had enough background information in terms of nutrition, and you were doing as much a dive as you knew, and that's what I was doing. I was doing a deep dive, willing to try anything, and the more it seemed like I pulled back the curtain, the more smoke and mirrors I found. And so the evolution and what became the flagship product for Optivida, the Complete Essentials, is exactly what the name implies. It was designed to have everything the body needs to support a healthy immune system, to support all the bodily functions, and so that you can operate optimally. And the issue is, like you said, growing up, I ate fruits and vegetables, and I tried to eat the right diet. The problem is, today, no matter how hard you try, you can't get those nutrients because they're not in the food. Depending on where it's grown, how long it's been in transport, whether you cook it or not, the nutrient value in the foods today are a fraction of what they used to be when I grew up. And so that was the whole point, is to take away the guessing game out of, am I giving my body what it needs? Take the fruits, vet out where they're grown, how they're processed. We know exactly where they come from. We have a proprietary drying process. We can take any food, fruit, vegetable, reduce it to a powder with zero loss of any nutrient, color, or flavor, And then we basically are able to say, I have given my body everything it needs, and especially an athlete like yourself. Um, when you are a high performance athlete, you create as much free radical activity in your body as does cancer. I mean, stress and other things that create that activity. If you don't give your body the nutrients you need more than the average person to be able to counterbalance that and give the support, it will take its toll over time.
Well, for me, what really, I guess, sold me on your product of why it is the best is because of the way you dry it. And again, with my health and nutrition background, even when you cook something at home, whether you get it from the store or you cook it, it changes the makeup and the structure, and you don't get all the nutrients, like I said, that everyone says you're getting. And so the huge difference for me was you don't put synthetic vitamins and minerals back into the product. It stays in the whole food form. And that to me was the selling point, because I've talked to other companies and other heads of companies is, okay, well, why is it that you use the synthetic form of vitamin C? And it came back to, well, it's for margins, and you can't afford that. You can't compete with everyone else. And to me, it's not about competing. It's about providing what's the best. And that to me is most important. It's not. I'm grateful for the things I guess people are willing to do to try to get health into our bodies, but not compromising in a way for a buck, or in a way, for me, I don't want to compromise what I'm putting into my body for later. I want the best for now and for later. And to me, that's what you guys provide. And I'm so grateful.
Well, I appreciate it, because that really brings up an important point. My entrance into this space is, I found the very same thing. Everything was driven by margin and label claims. And so it can look good on a label, but they might not use enough of it to actually do what it's supposed to do, or they're going to add certain things in there because they're a lot cheaper, and it will still say the same thing on a label, like you were talking of vitamin C. And when I developed Complete, and I engaged a registered dietitian, somebody who has a master's degree in clinical nutrition, the first mandate I gave here is throw away the checkbook. This is not about margin. This is about a mission. This is about my health. And what really evolved in that is, if somebody who from childhood on suffered from every childhood disease, pneumonia, chickenpox, or mumps, measles, you name it, and then had allergies, and then had pneumonia twice, hepatitis twice, mononucleosis twice, chronic fatigue syndrome. I said, if this can change me to where at 74 years old I'm healthier than I was in my 40s, it can help anybody. And so that's why it became now a mission. And I've never changed that mantra. It has never been about price. I will never do it based on margin. And it is only the best of the best. And sometimes people look at it and say, boy, that's expensive. Well, yes, vitamin C, if I were putting the same thing that you get into these others that you're looking at, I can buy that all day long. It all comes from China. It costs me $4 a kilo for ascorbic acid. My organic acerola cherry costs me $106 a kilo, but I have to have 4 times that to get it to 100%. So now you're talking about $400 versus $4. One is whole food, it does the body good. The other is a synthetic created in a laboratory that actually is toxic, but it's in everything.
Yeah.
So it is a very valid point, in terms of, and I look at it and say, what is your health worth? If it costs me $3 a day to say I'm taking an insurance policy that I'm giving my body everything, and I'm not going to get to where I'm 80 years old and on all these drugs to support my health, and I'm living, but I am not living.
I love how you said it's like your insurance policy. Like, for me, I'd rather pay more now, or even pay more up front, than have to pay a lot more later down the road because my health is failing. I want I want to take care of my body now so that I'm not falling apart when I'm older, so that I maintain a healthy figure, a healthy body, that I can continue to play pickleball when I'm 70, when I'm 80. I don't want to have to deal with medical bills, and I want to stay healthy. I want to be healthy.
And that's great, because I guarantee you stay on this path, that's exactly what will happen. Because like I said, mine was a transition and reversal, and now at, basically I'll be 75 here in a couple months. I haven't taken as much as an aspirin in now 15 years. Huh. And I look at it and when you're talking about what people do, probably in the last 10 years of their life, they spend 99% of whatever they've spent on medications. It's all at the end. It's just probably the last 20 years. And so I am one that convinced that you give your body the right things. The only thing that can cure the body is the body. You just have to give it the tools to work with. And it's not drugs.
Yeah, and well, so even on that note, so just the last couple of months that I've been taking it, I already feel an increase in energy. I haven't been sick. I'm a mom of two. My husband's at home. I work. I do pickleball. I travel sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a month. I feel like I'm running my body down all the time. And with taking this, I have energy. I have energy. Yeah, I may be tired from kids or from no sleep, but it gives me energy. And I've even had people approach me, my sisters, my mom, like, oh my gosh, my counter peers, my pickleball friends, how do you have so much energy? How are you able to maintain this? And honestly, I owe a lot to that.
So yeah, along those same lines, where you're talking about the energy and people are commenting on it. I have played in the World Senior Games for the last 25 years. And then I went to play in the National Senior Games in basketball, and I'm playing guys that played NBA, they played European, Puerto Rican, they all played pro ball. Everybody had played college ball. I didn't even play college ball. And I walk out of there with the MVP of the tournament. And the reason, because it's the referees and it's the scorekeepers, and they apparently they judge them and stuff. And one of the refs came up and told me, he said, he called me the ever ready bunny. He said, you were running circles around these guys. And that was the primary reason that I guess I got that MVP of the tournament. But it's that I have energy levels that are consistent with somebody half my age. And I have nothing to attribute it to other than what I put in my body. Because it's not my DNA, it's not my gene pool. Both my parents were dead at my age. My sister died of cancer, my brothers had cancer, and I was the sick one of the family. So
not anymore.
Yeah, well, literally, you put the right nutrients, it can change your DNA. It can change your susceptibility to diseases and other things that you might otherwise even be a predisposition to.
Well, so on the food part, I've seen so many people, even friends who've gotten cancer, and they go to a strict plant-based diet. Even my dad was getting rheumatoid arthritis when he was in his 20s, and he was eating meat and all sorts of things. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to try to go off meat here." And he hasn't been sick a day in his life, and his arthritis went away for about 35, 40 years now. And I know he takes your supplements too, and he takes them. And so that to me is just a testament of how the right foods that you put into your body really make a difference. So, and how your body can combat different illnesses or different things that you're fighting, that your body has to fight. So.
Yeah, I think your dad actually has been taking Complete Essentials and from the initial form on up for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, at least. So, and he was keeping it a secret. I don't know why.
That is funny.